Hey there, welcome to Caching in the Northwest. You know, this is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific, and they call me Chris of the Northwest. And we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're having your third slice of pumpkin pie, we'll be caching in the Northwest. And tonight, folks, we are giving thanks for all of you. Yes, thank you so much. What are you thankful for this year? Now, it's Thanksgiving in the US, and we're going to have a very special show tonight. So, listeners, give us your feedback and stay tuned for more details. But before we can get started, it's time to bring in our stuffed spider monkey. Some say he has purchased antivirus software for his microwave oven, and others say he's just finished his Lunchable and Ensure. So, as you know, we all like to call him Land Monkey.
Well, my friend, I want to wish you a very happy American Earth Cache Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you're celebrating it, as we celebrate Thanksgiving up here in Canada.
Thank you for previewing it for us.
Yeah, it turned out all right. We had beautiful weather, so that was our adventure. We went international and took the Chat Lackey and another friend with us and went to Mount Baker. But anyhow,
nice.
I definitely have purchased antivirus software for my microwave oven. And that's to keep the American government from listening in on my conversations. I understand they do that with microwave ovens. So
you've learned.
I hope that will protect me for the 1 year of my Norton subscription there. We'll see how that works. It was advertised. The link said in the email I got from a Nigerian prince said, click here for microwave oven antivirus. So, hey, I clicked, gave him my credit card, should be fine.
What could be wrong with that?
Absolutely. And hey, speaking of handing out credit card information, we want to share our appreciation of the support of our patrons who help this podcast coming each and every week. And of course, a special thanks to our corporate Denali level sponsors. And, it's Black Friday coming up pretty fast here. And with that, reminder that if you go and visit landsharkz.ca, that's landsharks.ca, they will give you a free holiday trackable tag for every $25 you spend in store or online. So check that out. And of course, if you're looking to gift yourself the best Christmas gift you can for your iPhone, well, that would be renewing or getting a new Cachely subscription. Cachely, the premier geocaching app for iOS, also a Denali level sponsor for our podcast. And, check them out. It is version 8. It is awesome. Check it out in the iOS App Store or go to cachely.com. And to everyone else who supports us, our sincere thanks. We're going to be talking about thankful things for tonight. But absolutely, if you want to be getting in on the support for this here podcast, well, head on over and click that Patreon link to join the patron family. The Patreon link on the cachingNW.com website.
Thank you so much. Folks, we are thankful for you. And we want to remind you, in the new year, that's January 2nd or 3rd when we're doing our podcast. Suddenly, I can't remember the date. We are going to be starting at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 2 hours earlier. So those that maybe, I don't know, in the mountain time zone, suddenly now you get an extra hour or two. It depends, because sometimes you don't change time zones in them, or don't change to daylight savings in the mountain time zone. So you're going to have to, take a look at your watch and figure out when we're starting. But we certainly appreciate it. January 2nd. Thank you, Seebeck Tribe. And we need to talk about our contest, our coin test. It makes me sound like I'm from New York. We're going to do a coin test. Hey, great job on the comments again this week. We still didn't get enough subscribers to give away a tag.
Are you kidding? How close did we get? We must have got close.
We did much better this week.
Awesome.
So we're going to push that one more week. And
Okay.
one more week, I'm going to give one away no matter what. Right? I want to give something away. So
Because you're just that kind of guy.
That's right. So next week, leave a comment on this episode. That is episode 591, Giving Thanks. Okay? Leave a comment on that episode. And folks, I want to tell you, it's working. Okay? So from 2 weeks ago to today, just looking on YouTube, we have 3 times the amount of viewers that we had 2 weeks ago. So leaving comments and subscribing really does push us up in the rankings, and more people can find and discover us. So that's the reason we're doing it, right? We want to reach as many people as we can and tell them about the fun of geocaching, the adventure. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/cachingnw. And again, comment on video 591, Giving Thanks. And we want to use the hashtag thanks in this very show tonight. If you want to bring up anything to talk about, if you want to say what you're thankful for this year. And of course, you can use the hashtag FATAS to bring up anything in the after show. And you may have noticed there's a voice missing tonight, and Wits End is spending time with his family. So we always say family first.
We do.
Yeah. So I'm thankful he can spend time with his family.
I absolutely. And I was going to say, I'm thankful for my co-hosts, whether they're able to make it or not. The 3 of us, I think, just really enjoy this time we can spend together. And when one of us can't be here for whatever reasons, it happens, and it's still a good time. But yeah, absolutely thankful to be able to take part every Thursday night, hanging out with you, my friend, and my other friend,
thank
Jim.
You. Moving to the 3-host format, which we have done for so many shows now, is just, second nature. But it really does allow for one member to drop out, one of the co-hosts to drop out for family reasons, travel reasons, whatever it is, and still have a conversation. I personally have a hard time doing the show all by myself. Anytime I pause like that, I hear a timer ticking off in my head, dead air. You've got to keep talking.
It is really hard to do a solo podcast. I really like the conversational approach much better. We got GSM times 2 has asked a couple of times. He's kind of wondering what's going on there for you. Where are you at?
I have no idea. I've been whisked away to an undisclosed location. No,
you were just walking down the street, had black hood thrown over your head, pulled into an unmarked van. And,
a white van, of course, yes.
No windows. But did they have a puppy?
Well, how do you think I got into the van?
Okay, well, then
candy doesn't work on me. No, I don't want candy. But a puppy. No, actually,
leave it to me to take things down a dark angle.
Thank you. We are traveling for my wife is having a family reunion at Thanksgiving. We happen to be, I'll spill the location. We happen to be in Arizona this evening. So
very nice.
There you have it. So this is an Airbnb, which, I had all set up. You see this TV here behind me had my logo on it right until we went on air, and then it went to sleep.
Just noticed that. It looked really good before we started the show, folks. It looked awesome. So yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, it had the Caching in the Northwest logo on there, and just as we hit, go, I looked and I go, oh, it went to sleep.
Do you want me to fill for a few moments? You can grab the remote and put it back on.
Sure.
I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to talk to our listeners.
Actually, we got some news.
I was looking at that. Did you want to hold on to that news until next episode? Because
I kind of thought we could use that. Oh, we could do that. I thought we could tease that for the next episode.
Okay, I'm happy to do that. I will speak to this while you go put the logo back on the TV. So this is a teaser, folks, for next episode. Next episode, we're going to talk about geocaching in education. Look at that. That looks awesome.
All I did was drop the remote, and look at what I did.
Just had to move something. Awesome. Well, we found out there's an education foundation that grants enhancing student learning. The recipients of grants given by the Education Foundation of Rice Lake last spring, some of the projects that the grant has been for, well, 3 of the 5 grants were for robotics programming. That's pretty cool at the high school and the middle school. And the other 2 grants were for geocache kits and culinary arts. So culinary arts, very cool, but that's not what this podcast is about. So out of the 5 grants that they gave out, 3 for robotics, 1 for culinary arts, 1 for a geocaching kit. So let's dig into this. What's the deal about the geocaching kit? So 5th grade curriculum has had this integrated into it at their schools. It allows them, the fund has allowed them to purchase 10 handheld Garmin GPS navigators and 10 geocache containers with logbooks. So their plan involves introducing the GPS units, teaching students how to enter the coordinates, review them on a grid, and create cache locations for the middle school students. They're going to create their own geocaches, place them out in a nearby nature conservancy. And then they're also going to integrate the activity into the 7th grade curriculum where they already have a mapping unit. So kind of makes sense. Learn how to, take the whole mapping unit and put it into real life. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. They're anticipating that the new geocaching equipment will help students develop various skills, as I think we're going to talk much more about next week, but math skills like measurement, geometry, distance calculations, and map reading. And of course, a certain amount of technology proficiency, although, I mean, really, do grade 5 and grade 7 students need any more technical proficiency? I bet you they're all better than I am.
Yeah.
But they're, we're also going to look at some other things that we're going to talk about in more depth next week, but teamwork, problem solving, perseverance, and patience. Good luck with that.
Just listening to a podcast about geocaching.
Well, I'm just thinking grade 5 and grade 7 boys, teaching them perseverance and patience, maybe an uphill battle. But good luck pushing that rope uphill. Outdoor exploration and exposure to a new potential, and for some, lifelong hobby. So I think it's awesome. Good news. What a great initiative. And we'll talk about this and more next week with our host from Geocaching HQ, or our guest from Geocaching HQ, who is going to chat with us all about geocaching and education next week. So there you go. There's your teaser, and there's an interesting little news story.
There you go. Thank you so much. Yeah, I thought it was a great story.
Yeah, it is.
We love to do geocaching. GPS to us, coordinates after many years of doing geocaching just come as second nature. And you don't realize the skills that you've learned to put all that into place. And to have it laid out like this is like, well, yeah, that's right. Measurement, geometry, distance calculations, map reading. That's something that when we look at a geocache, we're doing all that in our head. So you know what? Geocaching is really good all around. Not only does it help you mentally, but it helps you physically by getting out and exploring new places.
For sure. Yeah. And I mean, and as adults, I still like to beat my mantra of geocaching as a tour guide, because I continue to explore the world, whether it's your neighborhood, your state, your province, your country, or the world. Geocaching, what a great way to get out and explore. Just Carlo shares, as you've got up on the screen there, that that's a cool school curriculum. Wow, that was hard to say, Carlo. Probably easier to type. But yeah, it absolutely is. And again, then you're really going to enjoy next episode. So subscribe if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed already.
Hey, just in case you want to know, you can join the show whenever, right? Here's Starcacher saying, joining 14 minutes early. Wait, only 13 watching? I think there are a few more. I'm watching live. I'm watching from the beginning, so I'll catch up live in about 20 to 25 minutes. So when you do, hi, how you doing? Glad you could join us.
We see you. That's awesome.
But yeah, I think a lot of people are with their family tonight.
That makes sense, and that's why it's going to probably be a bit of a shorter episode, folks.
Yep.
But we're gonna focus on some fun feedback that we've had from our patrons.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of good feedback already in the chat. Thank you so much. And speaking of our patrons, in a couple of shows, December 26th, that's the day after Christmas in both the US and Canada. Now, Thanksgiving, that's not the same. And I kind of feel bad that we mention Canadian Thanksgiving, but we don't give it the emphasis that American Thanksgiving gets. So, you know what? Next year we're going to do a special Canadian Thanksgiving show.
Okay, sounds
You're going
good
to
to
have to remind us, Land Monkey, because
because
I won't
you
even
guys
think
have
about
no
it.
idea when it's happening.
Did
That's
I
all right.
say that out
I mean,
loud? No.
I get the reality of the fact that most of our listeners and viewers are in the USA and not in Canada. I mean, it's 10 times the population, so it's just the reality. But I do appreciate the consideration.
So back to December 26th, Boxing Day, right? In
Yeah.
Canada. That's
Yep.
the day you try to get the gifts back into the boxes that came in.
Or families have fights over
Mm.
the gifts, because the Canadian tradition is there's only one gift per family.
Okay.
Everybody has a nice day on Christmas Day, and then the following day on the 26th, the whole family fights over the one gift.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why it's
Okay.
called Boxing Day.
Okay. I thought they just didn't put enough batteries in, and you had to fight over those.
It's like a hockey game, really.
Oh well, yeah. I've been to a fight and a hockey game broke out.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you got the Kraken now, right? Time to get
Right,
cracking.
let's get cracking at the crack house. Yeah. There's a lot going on there.
Downtown Seattle. What should we call this stadium?
Let's go back to December 26th. I'm going to get through this. That's episode 595. That's in 4 weeks, folks. I'm going to send out a link that all the patrons that want to can join in live, and we'll put you up here on the screen. And we want you to share your favorite cache find. I think it's going to be fun. It's an episode where we're just going to be a family getting together, talking about geocaching.
Very interactive.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. I hope it works out well.
Good idea.
Now, we did at the beginning of the show. Here's some information we need to talk about. At the beginning of the show, we did mention the hashtag thanks, and there's a lot in there. I want to get to some of that. But to be timely, Cache Canada says Boxing Day got its name when Queen Victoria was on the throne. In Victorian times, the wealthy would box up the items they no longer needed to give to the poor. That sounds so much nicer.
and look what it's devolved to in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was all COVID. It broke us.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah. It's like, well, may as well just pretend every day's hockey now.
So I'm in Arizona. We flew down, and
Your arm's tired.
Boy, I was working at the airport. Oh, nice touch. I was working at the airport before we left, and I just happened to look up, and I see two. They could be security guards, or at least airport workers, right? They're in uniforms, and one of them's carrying a hockey stick, and I'm thinking, that seems unusual. I can't tell you why they're carrying a hockey stick, but they were.
There you go. Yeah.
So
could have been. Well, I was going to say, I'm sure it's somebody who plays hockey for some reason, but yeah, interesting. You always wonder what the backstory is. Eh? And I know we've got a topic to get into, and I don't want to take too much time. But it just makes me think about when I'm in the airport and waiting for a flight, just sitting there, and people watching, and you gotta wonder what some people's stories are, because yeah.
Well, and the lady sitting next to us in the waiting area had an extendable aluminum pole.
Geocacher?
I don't know what for. It looked like it could have been a broom or a mop handle, but it extended, and there was no head on it. So I don't know what it was for. Obviously, the long handle is too long to put into luggage, but she carried it on the airplane. Maybe for Festivus, because that does have an aluminum pole.
She has a problem with all these people. She's going to be on the airplane, and she's going to tell you about it.
But that's again coming up. So it hasn't happened yet. Okay. So what do we know about some of our thanks? Yeah. We have, let's see. We'll start off with Seabeck Tribe, who's thankful for my choices in life, making changes for myself. Well, that is
For you.
fantastic.
Yeah, there's a good thing to be thankful for.
Yes. I'm very thankful for the country in which we live, that we can choose, you know, to eat good food, exercise, take care of ourselves, that there are those options. So
Yeah.
thankful for that. And why isn't Chris in the studio?
Yeah. I think we covered that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thankful you're able to join from wherever you are.
There you go. Thank you. Yes, I'm very thankful for my co-hosts, which are my friends, and I get to see them once a week and talk with them, and that's great. Brylan is thankful for good beer.
Mm,
Mhm.
me too. Did he
Keith,
mean beer or bear?
huh?
Maybe it was a typo and he meant he's thankful for good bears.
Yeah, he wouldn't know any good bears.
True. All right. What's
Here,
Keats thankful for?
you go ahead and read that one, Lamb Monkey.
Keats is thankful for this podcast. I assume he means the Caching and W podcast, for helping him to get to 300 subscribers on his YouTube channel last week. Well, congrats, Keats. He thanks very much for the shout outs, and you are very welcome. And yeah, congrats. That's a milestone for sure. Good job.
Yes, it is. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Seabeck Tribe is thankful for the great host. Well, I think she's a great host. She's been putting on events right and left. Uh, Boy, what did she want to do 100 events this year? And she's going to meet that goal. So
Nice.
remind me in the number of events you wanted to host there, Seabeck Tribe, because that was I thought it was a very ambitious goal, and you've easily met that. So congratulations to
Amazing.
you. Land Monkey, you want to pick up the next one?
Yeah, sorry. Let me jump over here. Oh, you're pulling them up. Perfect. Thank you. Caching Cants is thankful for the geocaching community and all the fun caches and events they create and host. Yes, I think we're going to see a recurring theme here, because I think a lot of folks who enjoy this game really do appreciate it. And when we have a day like Thanksgiving, that is sort of a prompt for us to consider the things for which we can be thankful and should be thankful. Those of us who enjoy this game and play this game frequently share that feedback, Caching Cants. But yeah, thanks for shouting that out. For sure, that's a good one.
There's one from GSM times 2. He's thankful that GCHQ keeps advancing the Adventure Lab experience.
Yeah, a good one.
Mhm.
GSM times 2 for sure. That's one I wasn't sure where that was going to go a while ago. It seemed like they were kind of spinning their wheels on Adventure Labs for a little while. I was talking about COVID earlier jokingly, but I think COVID was a bit of a turning point
Mhm.
for what they decided to do with them. And yeah, I think continually it's getting better.
I think it is. And that kind of, as you guys are thankful for things, it just pops into my head. We should have somebody from the Adventure Lab team on to talk about the software and what's improved here in the last while.
Yeah. Chat Lackey, if you can maybe send me an email so I have a reminder to do that, to get a guest from HQ on on the topic of Adventure Labs. That's a great idea. Good suggestion. All right.
Okay, let's see. We have, GSM times 2 again. Thankful that geocaching has so many aspects to it that keeps me interested and enthusiastic for 20 years. That's really true, isn't it? That it's not just, I'm going to go do this for a couple of days just to fill in, but it's something that there's so many aspects and facets to the game that people love. I mean, a few shows ago we talked about travel bugs, right? And
Yep.
how some people, that's really all they focus on. And
Yep.
that's an interesting facet of the game for them, and that keeps them involved. So that's cool.
For sure.
Here you go. I'll let you do the next one.
Sure. Hey, Carlos, good to see ya. He says, I am thankful for all the locations that geocaching has
Mhm.
inspired me to visit. Yeah, off the top of the show, I was talking about geocaching as a tour guide. Absolutely, right? Like all the amazing, the unique places that even
Mhm.
in our own towns, that we might not have been able to check out. Really good one, Carlos, and good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Here, I'm going to let you do this next one with the proper Canadian accent.
Ah, it's Cache Canada, eh? I'm thankful for a cool hobby and all the amazing people that come with it, eh? How's that? That
I'm
sound
not going to let
Canadian
you
enough
do
for
it.
you?
I'm not going to let you do an accent anymore.
I can do all kinds of accents. It
Yeah,
just may not be politically correct, most of them.
Oh, Cash Canada enjoyed it.
There you go. Good stuff. But yeah, absolutely. And again, right, like I said, I think we're going to see a bit of a theme of that, and no criticism. Absolutely, people. If that, would love to continue hearing people who. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Carlos.
No, that's a good thing now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, my saying that we're going to hear that a lot is not stop saying it. It's just a point of how much we do appreciate the friends we make in the game, and the contributions others make into the game. So
Mhm.
it's good stuff.
Um, the the chat
Thanks.
lackey
That's
reminding you.
helpful.
I
That
thought
won't
it
get
was.
buried in the chat.
I thought it was funny.
Uh, all
Oh,
right.
let's see.
So
Where?
I'm thankful that we're soon going to have an opening for chat lackey.
Yeah. Okay, so Seaback Tribe, her goal was 50 events. Sorry,
Okay.
I thought it was much higher because you just seem to be doing events like every 2 days.
50 is a lot in a year.
50 is a lot. That's more than one a week. And she's currently at 48 published. That's amazing to me.
Nice. That is amazing. That's dedication.
Yeah,
Congrats. Good job.
I have trouble doing one, so hats off. See, I'm not even wearing one. Hats off.
Yeah. Good for you. Wow, you just really leaned into it, eh?
Yeah, yeah, she did. GSM times two. I'm only one reading his. Thanks. I'm thankful that the Chicago Bears handed the Detroit Lions a win today.
Is that how that works? That's funny.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see any football today.
Ah,
That's a real shame. I mean, that's what Thanksgiving is. Okay, no. Here you go, Land Monkey. I'm going to throw this one back at you. You can do it any way you want.
Cash Canada. Thankful for the cool hobby and all the amazing people it came with. Yes.
Mhm.
So many great friends, fun times, good people, great memories. That's
Mhm.
definitely a key part of the game.
Well, here's one from just Carlo. Thankful for all the cashers who sent me messages from Flagstaff. Why I had FOMO missing out on Geo Woodstock XX or 20, as we like to say if we're not
Oh,
Roman.
did you see the videos from that? Oh, something.
And thank you for the collab.
It was absolutely my pleasure, Carlo. That was a great example of the community, right? It was fun to do the collab with Carlo, and put he and I putting those videos together for that. But the fact that I'm at the event and I'm just walking around to different geo celebrities and
Hmm.
other
Hmm.
geocaching friends, and just asking them um, to lean into the fun idea that Carlo had come up, and people they just went for it, right? Like that's the fun of this community, is that if people are just, they're ready to have fun.
Right. Well, and that's, I think, is a good example of the nature of geocachers themselves, right?
Yeah.
We know how to tease ourselves because is this kind of silly? Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of. We're spending our time following an arrow out in the woods looking for probably something that's too small to be, found anyway. But we're going to go out and do it because, that's the challenge. Somebody put it there, so we have to go get it.
I gotta interject on that, because a classic example of that, like something I did today, geocaching wise, that like anybody else would have went, what are you doing? But I was in a different community than I'm normally in. I had an appointment, and I finished my appointment. I look at the game on my phone, and I'm like, oh, there's one hidden right behind this building. Perfect. So I go and I look for it. Well, it ended up being magnetically attached under the handrail at the foot of the stairs into the front door of the police station. So nothing looks at all suspicious of,
No.
um,
Bend down, tie your shoe.
right? And then replacing the magnetic container. It's like, yeah, nothing to see here, folks.
It's convenient that you have two shoes.
Right? Oh, too funny. But yeah, the funny things we do for the game
Yeah.
that we're thankful for, and the people.
I found a magnetic nano on a handrail today.
Did you?
Luckily, I mean, it's Thanksgiving. All the stores were closed. There was nobody around. I could just walk right up to it. So
There you
go. Keats is thankful for satellites because, well, obviously.
Indeed. Yeah, it would be a little trickier to play the game without.
That's right.
Hawaiian Maile is thankful for all the cool people and places that she's met and seen through the game of geocaching. Absolutely. Yes. Again, right? The theme, because we are. I think it's just so enjoyable. And if maybe folks are watching this here podcast because it came up in their feed due to the viewers who we're thankful for, who are giving us the thumbs up and the comments. That is one of the best things about this game. So if you're new to the game, make the time to go to an event. I know it's scary to go to your first events, but man, like, make the time to get out there, go to an event, and start to talk to and meet some of the other geocachers. You will, next Thanksgiving, you will be thankful for some of the folks you met. And there was another one I saw, and I don't see it in here, but there was somebody who was thankful for help with puzzles. I thought, where was that one?
Well, I was going to toss it back to Seabeck Tribe.
Oh, okay.
It will be a total of 100 events if I get this done this year.
So her overall total all time is 100.
Yeah.
Wow. Even that, to have hosted 100 events, that's amazing.
So there you go. So if you need an event to go to, find out where Seabeck Tribe is, because apparently wherever she goes, there's an event.
It sounds that way.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
But speaking of the places she goes,
yes,
she's thankful for the fellow cachers that pushed themselves aboard my trip to Oklahoma and made it a very memorable trip with over 400 finds in a 23-day road trip.
That is quite the road trip. Wow.
Yes, it is.
Sounds like fun. Good times.
I remember week to week, it was like, okay, where is she now?
That's awesome.
So very cool.
I thought there was, oh, wow. I'm way behind in the messages.
Oh, here you go.
There we go. That's the one. It was just Carlo. Hey, Carlo, who is thankful for the puzzle cache solvers who have given him tips over the past year. Mm-hmm. Again, right, a fun part of the community. If you enjoy puzzles and don't think they're dumb, then working collaboratively with other cachers. Carlo commented he's thankful for the tips, but Carlo is a pretty good puzzle solver unto himself. So take some credit for your own work there, Carlo. But also, absolutely, it's fun to and something to be thankful for. People who are willing to, again, take their time, invest their time in helping other people learn the game.
Definitely. This is kind of funny. Carlos says, well, at least Line Monkey will have a less snarky chat monkey. Right? You said there might be an opening for a chat monkey in the new year.
Yeah.
To which there's a reply, no, there will be no let up in the amount of snark this chat lackey provides.
Let me just say, there may be an opening in the future.
So just that kind of conversation goes on in the chat all the time.
Yeah, if you guys are awesome.
If you're not watching us on YouTube, this is going on all the time in the background. And that's why we need a chat lackey to help us mark some of these the conversations that fit with the topic, because they get lost in the chatter sometimes. which get me wrong. I so appreciate that we have a community that likes to get together and likes to talk. And I want to promote that. So
yeah. I was just going to say, I am thankful for our live listeners who do take the time to spend the evening with us.
mhm,
Currently, the 9 o'clock hour. But starting in January 2nd, it'll be the 7 o'clock hour.
mhm.
Um, and yeah, I mean, you guys really help make this a much more engaging podcast by having
Oh, definitely.
dialogue and the community. I think community is the right word there, Chris, for sure.
Hmm. Hmm. Uh, Habus, and it's funny, when I met her, she didn't actually know how to pronounce her geocaching name. She's like, I don't know. How should I pronounce it?
Well, she'll set the pattern for how she wants it pronounced.
There you go. She drove from Bremerton to Seattle today. Most of my immediate family is up here now. That's so
Wow,
good that you
that's a
can
long
go see your
drive.
family together. Yes, it is.
Beaverton,
It
not
is.
Bremerton.
Yes. I'm sorry. I had Beaverton in my eyes, but not in my mouth.
This stuff happens.
So that's even longer drive.
Yes, indeed.
Starcasher is still 2 minutes behind live. Apparently, he skipped over some of our commercials. I'm thankful for my new vehicle so that I can do geocaching trips without concerns that the old vehicle would break down and leave me stranded many, many miles from home.
Yeah. Well, and I think absolutely, there's something to definitely be thankful for. And I think that goes back to your earlier comments, Chris, about being thankful to live somewhere where we can, afford
Mhm,
to have the recreational time to play a game like this. And,
mhm.
geocaching is free. But it's good. So congratulations, Starcacher, on the new vehicle, which I think he shared with that a few episodes ago.
I
But
think so. Yeah.
that's good.
Let's see. Toss back to you, Land Monkey.
Carlos, I love that geocaching has introduced a different pair of lenses to look at the world at the
Mhm,
world I live in. Yes, yes. Yeah, it does definitely give you a different perspective as you walk around and as it's one of the things that I love about virtual caches and earth caches, and that they will often take you to a place where maybe a bunch of other people are there because there's something really nice to see. But now you
mhm.
have that lens on as well of why that's there, a little bit more information about it, or gamifying your visit to it. So yeah, absolutely different lens.
Exactly.
Good
Now,
stuff.
I don't know if you've been looking at the chat, but you notice that
Having a
Carlo
hard time keeping up, to be
and
honest.
Carlo are right next to each other every time.
Just to
So,
mess you up.
if I pronounce one Carlo and the other Carlos, and you'll have to excuse me. Sometimes I forget who I'm talking about since they're right next to each other. But just Carlo says thankful for the geocache hiders, of course.
Of course. Yeah, definitely something. And hey, he is a pretty darn good geocache hider himself. We had him on the show earlier this year to talk
Mhm,
about his craft to cache
mhm.
series. He was featured in the geocaching.com blog about his craft to cache series. What fun and yeah, quality caches. So I'm thankful for just Carlo and his contributions to the game.
Let's see. This has kind of been fun. Starcatcher. I'm live. I'm thankful for 1.5 to 1.75 speed on YouTube for being able to catch up to live when you join late.
It is kind of cool though, right? I mean, and
Yeah.
again, we've talked about the game and Keith's joked about the satellites and such, but the technologies that we have available to us these days to enable us
Mhm.
to, maximize our recreation time, however we choose to do it. Fun stuff.
That's right. You want to keep reading Cache Canada?
Sure. I'm feeling this is a little prejudice that I have
Well,
to.
I'm not even going to try a
know.
Canadian accent because that somehow seems wrong.
Anyways, Cache Canada is thankful for a reverse where I go solver. Yes, boy, there would be hundreds and hundreds of geocaches that would take a buttload longer to solve if there wasn't a reverse where it goes. I don't know anybody who doesn't actually use the reverse where it goes solver and reverse where it goes, but I mean, maybe some people do.
First time I didn't.
Right. Okay.
Because I didn't know about it.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then once you learned about it,
so I did it, driving around trying to figure out where it was. Okay, we narrowed it down. That was kind of fun in and of itself, right? It's something new. It's a new aspect of the game we hadn't done before. But it's kind of like finding a skirt lifter, right? The first time it's like, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
And then every time I drive into a parking lot, I go, I wonder if there's one under that skirt or that skirt or that.
Or if I still remember the time Laura and I walked into we were on a trip somewhere. We might have been like Florida or somewhere. I can't remember. Walked into a restaurant and like there's like the seating at the lobby of like where you can wait for a table to be free. And we're walking in just above the couch, the bench seat there is right in the middle of the wall is one of those fake electrical plates. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, that looks like a geocache. And we laughed, right? I mean, obviously it wasn't. It was, they used to have an electrical outlet there and they put the cover plate on it. But it was like the first thought is, oh, must be a geocache. Funny. Oh, what else you got, Chris?
Well, GSM times 2. I'm thankful that this podcast interacts with the live chat. Most don't.
Yeah. Well, thank you, GSM times 2. And we're thankful that we have a live audience who make it fun for us to interact with.
Exactly. Yeah, we want to have a dialogue with you, right? We can get up here and do a monologue and, here, this is what we want to tell you. But we want to hear from you all. So.
Well, and occasionally we will pull out the soapbox. At least I will. So.
There are times, yes. SB Dave, hello. He joined late. By the way, you could do it 1.5 to 1.75 speed and catch right up.
There was a proof of concept earlier tonight. It's been piloted and is successful. So we'll roll out version 2.0 of that soon.
Right. Wow. There are a lot of comments.
You guys are awesome tonight.
We've already gone over what I thought would be our time. So it's amazing. There are a couple of comments I want to talk about on YouTube, some that were left.
I grab this one from Carlo. Okay. Wait, there's a reverse where I go solver? I'm thankful for this chat. There you go. Pro tip.
Fantastic. From Chalky Post says, great overview of trackables when we talked about trackables the other day. It was fun to hear everybody's favorite TV story.
Very cool. Now,
okay, so I copied these out of YouTube and pasted them into our document.
I'll jump over here and back into the show notes.
Here's what I'm shocked with.
Yeah.
Right? So it gives the name. So this is, I'm going to go with Adair MD. He's publicly subscribed to Caching in the Northwest for 10 years. Thank you so much.
That's amazing.
Wow. That's impressive. I didn't know that was a stat that was tracked, but there you go. He says, I have to listen to the show each week, even though Oklahoma is far from the Northwest.
That's northwest of somewhere.
Exactly. That's what we say.
That's awesome. Fantastic. Can I read the ones from Hawaiian Miley, who have 5 months have been subscribed to us. And the comment there was, I really enjoyed this show. I do have some trackables that I carry with me at all times that are in my inventory, and I dip them in the caches I visit. I also have ones that I have not activated yet that I am debating where to drop them. I also recently acquired some geocoins that started in New Zealand, and their mission is to make it back here to me in Vancouver, Washington. So there you go. Fun facts, fun stories there, shared in the comments of the Trackables episode we did. That was 2 weeks ago.
I think that's right.
I think that might have been the first one where you ran the contest on the comments, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. I think you're right. One more from Wet Coaster that says, thanks for making vacations much more interesting and taking us to different places that most tourists wouldn't go to or even know about.
Yeah. So much truth there for sure.
Exactly. And that again points to your point at the beginning, where geocaching is a great tour guide.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Well, Chris, I think we've exceeded the time that you thought
I
we would
know.
use for this episode. So that's awesome. I'm thankful for all the thanks and all the great interaction. We talked about it a couple times, but it's true. All the great interaction with all you fun folks.
Yeah. And
live.
oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off, Lane Monkey. Sorry.
That's fine, Chris. You just go ahead.
I'll just talk right over you. Let's keep going.
It's
No.
your Thanksgiving. You just go ahead.
Oh, you've had a whole month to think about this, haven't you?
I've stewed about it for a month. Just wait till Festivus.
You better believe it. You've got some problems with this show.
And you're going to hear about it.
No, but I'm thankful for all of you. We do this show because of this interaction. It's talking with friends, and that's what we enjoy. We want to share some information with you. I've heard feedback from the show that, we love the intro where you guys banter, and we love the end and the after show. Oh yeah, and you do some of that content in the middle, and that's interesting. But that's where we put all the work is in the middle. But that's okay.
But all the improv is at the start and the end, right? I mean,
the relationship is at the start and the end, right? And that's really what makes a difference. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. And folks, thank you for tuning in. We hoped you enjoyed this here episode of Caching in the Northwest.
Absolutely. And, as we look towards the tail end of the show and our FATAS and all of that, we want to take a moment to thank Land Sharks and Cachely, our corporate Denali level sponsors. landsharkz.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online. They are shipping those online orders daily, well, as best they can. Again, we up here in Canada got the postal strike going on, so just take that into consideration. But their store is open. You can go in and get stuff there from Esquimalt. And Cachely, of course, Cachely, the geocaching app for iOS. If you're looking to give yourself a little something for Christmas, get yourself Cachely for your iPhone. We want to thank all of our faithful Denali level supporters, of course, Land Sharks, Cachely, but also Cool Cow Cachers and Hawaiian Maile. If you want to know more about supporting this show, well, head on over and check out that Patreon link on the cachingandw.com website.
Like GeoBirder did.
And the LG 9000.
Green words.
Subaway Mark.
Terrible teas.
Antaeus.
Genies.
GSM ×2.
Kid Vegas 19.
GeoNav Pro.
CRS 98.
Railroad.
B Pendragon.
Just Carlo.
Mountain Bike.
Drexer.
BC Rockroller.
MNerve.
Limax.
Peach of Washington.
MC3 Cats.
Just finding our way.
Gas Station Tuna.
Team Noltex.
Camp Clan.
Kitty Quest.
Log Work.
Boomer 365.
Dora Moore.
Do we jump some?
Well, yes, of course, because there could be You Talks to Rocks.
That threw me off. Butterfly Girl.
Dora Moore.
There we go. You messed me up, bro. Seabat Tribe.
That's what happens when I scroll.
Yeah.
Corscott.
Ken.
Whidbey Island Gal.
Geocaches.
You, Dak.
Wet Coaster.
Skyhawker.
J-Car.
Ackerdock.
And Flagman.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. So if you like the show, please click the Patreon link on the cachingandw.com website. If you didn't like the show, we were saying thank you. So I think that's awfully polite.
Rude. Yeah.
But let us know what you want us to talk about. But if you like the vibe, please subscribe wherever you get your podcast and give us a review. Now, if you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fabulous, fantastic 5-star review. I said that one slower so everybody could understand all those words. And of course, you can call 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or bust a move any time of the day or night. Yeah, that was my move. I only had
Just
one.
bust a move.
Of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingandw.com. Join us every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Pacific for a live show and chat. This shoe, it's a really big shoe. This show is produced by Chris Humphenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and Brian Lang. It's licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2024 by Chris Humphenauer. Folks, I ask you to stay tuned for
The After Show.
the after show.
Hey, Chris, I'm not
Yeah.
sure I want to have any responsibility or credit for this particular show. So,
Okay, so this show is produced by Chris Humphenauer, Jim Paulwitz, who isn't even here, and Brian Lang.
there we go.
I'll take you off the IMDb for this one show.
Just this one episode. Yeah.
You know, we're on IMDb.
Are we?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were kidding.
No, we have an IMDb listing.
I got to go check that out now. That's kind of cool.
Okay, I have to ask. Okay,
Yeah.
Since I'm in a different location, do you hear the stool I'm on squeaking? Because it seems loud to me. No?
No, I can't hear your stool, Chris.
Okay, thank you.
Would you like
Well-
to sample it?
I was going to say it's only one, so it was a sample stool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Komakino made it in time for the after show.
And the bathroom humor. So well done.
Okay, it's a different environment, and I'm conscious of noise, so I
Fair
hear
enough.
the squeaking and it gets me. So
Hey,
anyway,
Caching Kents just threw the link for our IMDb in the live chat there. So that's pretty cool.
there you go. I think you can go to IMDb/CachingNW.
Wow. Isn't that interesting? Oh,
A round of applause for the CNW team. Thank you.
The After Show.
Whoops. Yep. We already knew about that. There we go. There's the applause.
There's back up here.
Yeah, yeah.
See, now we go. I can't remember if it was Carlo or Carlos. Okay. One of them asked, why the time change?
Good question.
So it's not complaining, just curious.
Well,
Right here. Oh, thank you. You had it up. No wonder. Okay. So, well, I put it out to the patrons if, they would like the podcast moved earlier or later, or keep it where it was, I should say, at 9 p.m. And overwhelmingly, they said they wanted it earlier. And I think it will help us to reach more Eastern audiences, right? As you go towards the East Coast and help that. And, it's kind of nice to be done a little earlier in the evening for us. So I'll admit it's somewhat, selfish in nature.
there's a degree of self-servingness in there, but I think, by far, you ran it as a poll, and by far the consensus was in alignment with what the hosts wanted to do. So that's always helpful. And I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's good that the majority was in support, but it's kind of your show, so we can kind of do what we want.
Well, I mean, I don't want to, throw everybody off and say, hey, I'm going to, changing the day. That really isn't an option, right? Everybody's used to Thursday, but we're just going to move it up a little bit. Hopefully that doesn't conflict with dinner. Caching can't say the stars on the IMDb page are Chris Humphenauer, Jim Paulwitz, and Jason Kennedy.
Yeah, I don't know who that
Who's
is.
Jason Kennedy?
Funny. All right, so I'm gonna have to go in and edit IMDb.
Did you already have a listing in IMDb for something?
Not in IMDb, but
Okay.
but I have an ISBN.
Hashtag squeaky stool.
Squeaky stool. Oh, I don't have a squeaky stool.
No. Go see your doctor.
Yes. If you're allergic to squeaky stool, don't take squeaky stool.
The hosts are counting the votes. Suspicious.
Yes, that's right. We also counted all the hanging Chad.
Did I put my thumb on the scale? No, I really didn't.
No, it's all good. Very cool. All
No,
right.
there you go. Keith says my parents are on IMDb. It's weird seeing the shows they did.
That's cool.
That
That's
is
neat.
cool. Yes, we heard about that this year. I don't remember when. It was very fascinating. I did look up some of the IMDb entries for your parents. Yeah. Okay, folks. Thank you so much. And until next week, get out, give thanks, and get caching in the Northwest.